The colours are so vivid and so intense.
I feel like you can see layers in there.
It's like a swimming pool, you almost want to dive into it.
That is so cool. Hey everyone, welcome to another unboxing. We have Michelle Hatcher here. She's from Lightning Ridge, Australia. She and her family have an amazing history, mining and cutting some of my favorite gemstones, black opal, and we're so grateful to have you.
Thank you for having me.
I think we should just get to the box.
Sounds good.
One for each of us? Oh my goodness. I have a parcel. Okay, so we have two parcels of opal. We have light and dark.
But both from Lightning Ridge. A lot of people don't realise that Lightning Ridge actually produces light opal, not just black.
Let's talk a little bit about color. So this is called black opal, but it's not actually black.
No, it's a black kind of background. It's the underlying tone that we refer to as black. Just like this, the underlying tone is light or white. It changes the way that we see the actual play of colour.
So one of my favorite games that you guys play is how to price out black opal. It's extremely difficult. Talk to us a little bit about what makes a black opal valuable.
So we consider a bunch of factors you're looking for. The colour, the body tone, the brightness, the pattern. Obviously the make of the stone comes into it too. The better the cut, the better the price, as opposed to one that's maybe a little bit flatter, maybe a little bit harder to set into a piece of jewellery.
Do you want like a slight dome? Or
a dome is always sort of preferable because it allows play of colour to be seen better. And that's what it's all about. We want to see that play of colour. We want to see the pattern, pretty shiny rocks.
So the two that really stuck out to me, this one, I really like nice pinfire, and I love this piece. Do you have favorites in this lot?
Probably this piece actually. So it's a free shape piece, but it's just nice and bright.
You and your husband Danny, you both are in the business. Tell the viewers about how you kind of split responsibilities.
It's really simple. We're a small family business. Danny mines the opal and I cut and polish it. I don't think he wants to do what I do and I don't want to do what he does. I love my job. My job, I think I've got the best job in the world because I get these beautiful pieces of rough. My job is to basically turn that piece of rough into the best possible cut and polish piece it could be. So sometimes it'll be, you know, a standard oval cabochon, sometimes it'll be a free shape piece like this. We'll do an undulated carved surface.
Is cutting something that you knew you wanted to do or you developed an eye for it?
My dad taught me how to cut, and as a little girl I would always go into the cutting shed and sort of peer over his shoulder and go, "What are you doing, Daddy? Show me what you're doing." And I remember when I sort of got a little bit older in high school, Dad sort of said to me, you know, if you want to be in the opal business, you really do want to learn how to cut and polish. You'll be able to tell by looking at a piece of rough what you're going to get out of it. Here, start with this bucket. And we went from there.
So you use a saw to
mostly not.
Okay.
We've got diamond wheels and they're varying grip.
Diamond wheels?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it required something that hard.
Well, you don't have to use something that hard, but it's really efficient.
Yeah.
Then we do like a pre-polish and then a polish. And the polish, I'm kind of old-fashioned and I use the leather buff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I just think it gives a much nicer finish.
My second question is how long it takes.
The length varies dramatically. So if you've got a stone that's very straightforward, it's pretty quick. But if you have a challenging piece that you want to think about, I'll put it aside for days and days at a time. You want to make the right decision.
Yeah.
It can cost a lot of money and certainly has done.
Are there any that you can think of that were major, like,
where you kind of want to be sick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've absolutely had those moments. And seriously, I think anybody who's been cutting for any length of time has that.
Let's talk about the light and the dark.
This particular little parcel here all came from one claim. And in that particular claim, so far, we've only found light opal. But you can get black, semi-black, light, white, crystal, literally all in the same wash.
I don't know what you mean by crystal.
What we call crystal, it's not crystal as in crystalline, it's to do with the transparency. So, yeah, see-through basically.
Okay.
It's the trace elements that are actually present in the opal that gives you that black versus dark versus light. It's sporadic. There's no telling what you're going to get. I once had a person say to me, "Michelle, I'm looking for more red orange. Do you think you could go down the claim and dig in the area where you find the red orange?" I kind of looked and went, yeah, you really need to come underground and have a look how it works. Because it doesn't work like that at all. You never know what you're going to get. Mostly we don't get anything, you know. When you dig, you see some opal, maybe a crystal, it may be dark, it may be black, and right next to it there can be totally different, and there's no telling. Even when we do prospecting and you say if you drill a hole here and you found colour in it, and you drill a hole over here and you found colour in it, and you're digging from one to the other, there's no saying that there'll be anything in between.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you get there and literally that piece of colour that you drilled up, that's all that's there, you know?
Yeah. That is stressful. I couldn't do that, I don't think.
You need to love what you do for work, and we're really fortunate, we do.
I think the moral of this story is if you see one of these in finished form, you should be very thankful. It takes a lot to get to it.
It is so hard to find. It's easier to find a needle in a haystack than the opal in the ground, it really is. Okay, so I bought you one other little box.
Oh my gosh.
They're fun, right?
They're incredible. Are they all black opal?
This is what we call a crystal.
A crystal, okay.
These are just great examples of pattern stones.
Are you one of those people who has strong feelings about what you call each pattern?
I'm not so concerned with naming each particular pattern. I'm more concerned about appreciating how awesome it is.
Yeah.
Some patterns are, you know, very clearly floral, others are, like you said before, you like pinfire. A lot of stones are actually a combination of different patterns. We know why we see the colours, you know, that's to do with the actual size of the spheres, but they're still trying to agree on what they say causes pattern.
It's crazy how little we know about some of that.
To be fair though, they've only really been looking at opal at sort of that, you know, sub-microscopic level since the 60s, so it's not really that long. And considering how challenging it is to find great pieces to then actually test, because you know, nobody really wants to give their good opal up for testing.
No.
Tend to be a little bit destructive.
Yeah.
I guess we just expect to know everything now.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, we're still learning.
I kind of love that though. Like why?
Bit of an enigma.
Yes, we don't need. They're beautiful, and that's
adds to the
what we
aroma.
know. Yeah.
So this is kind of what we'd call a black crystal.
Okay, so you kind of have to lift it up and hold it against light to see the transparency.
The colours are actually so vivid and so intense that you don't see through it when it's just sitting down.
Right.
Kind of like a little glow ball, that one.
It totally is. And then that big black patch,
That's just...
is that in the interior?
Yes.
That is too cool. I feel like you can see layers in there.
It's what we refer to when we talk about the depth of a stone. It's like a swimming pool, you can sort of see into it, like you almost want to dive into it.
That is so cool. How much opal do you find in, say, a year, and how much does it vary?
It varies dramatically. There's no rule. Some years you're finding a lot of opal and you're really lucky, and other years not so much. I mean, we went for 5 years once, 5 whole years, and found nothing. Like, I mean, nothing. That's not so much fun, and it's really expensive because all the money's going out into diesel and all the other expenses, and there's $0 coming in. So, yeah, you can go a long time and find no opal. Opal is non-discriminatory. It doesn't matter who or what you are, you can find opal, you can make lots of money, you can go broke.
What made you guys keep going in those 5 years?
I guess the stupid thought of it's got to happen eventually.
And it did.
You just tell yourself, yeah, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. And I would literally say to Danny, he'd come home each day and I'm like, so, any luck today? No, no, no. So the day that he did come home and say, well, yeah, I got a little bit of trace, and he sort of showed me a little, it was a teeny tiny piece. And he's like, yeah, I found a nice bit of colour today. And he showed me, and he pulled out of his pocket a slightly larger piece and kind of looked at him and went, show me all of it. It was a good day.
It was a good day, yeah. So typically on this channel, we choose a favorite for the viewers to take a closer look at. I have to choose that one.
Okay.
I think this, I mean, the pattern, the color, the play of color, but also the body color. I think it's a pretty piece.
It's a great size.
So take a closer look at this. Michelle, thank you so much for coming onto the channel. Again, we always love having you here. We love black opal. Thank you so much for sharing your pieces with us. We hope that you enjoyed Michelle being on the channel and this beautiful opal. And tell her thank you in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on our future videos. Thanks for watching.